Yesterday, I put up a brief video about yoga and blood pressure and a practice video which was about half an hour long. And then this morning, when I was doing my practice, I was listening to both of them. Well, I listened to the beginning of the first one and I thought, I can do better than this. So this is going to be a brief talk and also a 5 minute. I'm going to keep it to 5 minutes. So about a 5 minute talk and a 5 minute meditation, and then 2 minutes of breathing. So this will be 12 minutes long. And in the first 5 minutes, I just want to talk very briefly about what I think the problem with high blood pressure is. I think we're under a lot of stress as a society, as a species, because of the ecological emergency. So that's the connection between blood pressure and the ecological emergency, is that we're under a lot of pressure. We have a lot of information coming at us. And so more and more people self-medicate and avoid thinking about what is going on because that's a way of dealing with stress. And that includes things like consumerism, which is exacerbating the problem, and overeating, over drinking, and I've been caught up in both of those cycles. And what works for me is harm reduction. So again, in a philosophical sense, this is a practice which is based on the philosophy of harm reduction. I don't know why my hair is sticking out like that. And harm reduction means not attempting to avoid something completely, but just cutting it down. I mean, we can't avoid eating, for instance, and I've had eating disorders in the past, and yet we can reduce the harm that we do by eating in a way that's healthier. And that just means being aware of what we're eating when we're eating, and also being compassionate towards ourselves when we do eat and drink. I cut out alcohol periodically now because I know it doesn't suit me, but I don't cut it out completely. So I might have weeks or even a month uh, or more of not drinking, and then I'll drink again and it resets. Okay, I talked yesterday about diastolic and systolic uh, readings for blood pressure, and I said that normal blood pressure is between um, let's see, 90 over 60, and I said 130 over 90. Well, oh, sorry, 140 over 90. That would now be classified as stage 2 hypertension. So that would be classified as high blood pressure. So our acceptance of high blood pressure, or medical acceptance of high blood pressure, has reduced. I'm not a medical doctor, I'm a doctor of philosophy. So I'm talking about this as a yoga practitioner, as a philosopher, and as somebody who's got high blood pressure, which is a genetic propensity in my case, but who has come off uh, a double medication down to one medication and then half the dose of that medication using techniques like the techniques that I'm going to show you. I also said yesterday that the typical societal response is also a kind of a stress response, a kind of an emergency response, which is to medicalize uh, the stress, to say that there's a medical solution, which there is. I mean, drugs really do help bring down blood pressure, but there are things that you can do yourself, and I think that's really important to recognize. And I talked about those yesterday, but I'm going to list them as 3 things now. The first thing is to deal with self-image. The second is to focus on breathing. And the third is to do a few exercises, which in a way increase the stress and then increase the sense of relaxation. So we'll start our meditation. Just sit upright or lie down. So you can sit where you are in your chair, or you can sit on, uh, or you can sit on a cushion, or you can lie down. And make sure that your shoulders relax down and back. So bring your shoulder blades a little closer together behind the back. So you're broadening the area around the heart, and center the head on the top vertebra. And take a couple of longer, deeper breaths. As you do so, notice the spine and see if you can lengthen the spine up so that it feels as though you're lengthening the back of the neck. The crown of the head is being drawn up, like somebody's grabbing you by the hair, drawing you upwards. So you've got length in the spine, and you've also got space around the heart. And you can take a couple of longer, deeper breaths, and if you want to, you can exhale through an open mouth. Or you can exhale through a closed mouth. Do that 2 or 3 times. So first, pay attention to your posture, then pay attention to your breath, and then pay attention to seeing if you can relax from the crown of the head, almost as though you're like a candle, and the wax is melting. So there's no more excessive tension in the face or in the jaw, around the eyes or the lips, around the shoulders or the belly. And you may find this more challenging on some days than others. And you can let your breath look after itself, so you don't need to breathe excessively long breaths. But see if you can let the exhalation be longer than the inhalation. See if you can feel as though you're sinking down on the exhalation, relaxing down towards the earth, and the inhalation is letting you create more space around the heart. So you're relaxing and you're creating space. And you're also focusing on completely accepting everything that you are, just as you are. You may have faults, you may have failings, we all do. You may have health issues. And in some ways, we all do have health issues too. We're all always changing. Can we be okay with that? Can we be radically self-accepting? See if you can have a sense of acceptance of just the way you are physically, just the way things are for you right now, emotionally. Let the emotions be there. Let the thoughts be there. You don't need to stop or change anything. Relaxed, upright, radical self-acceptance. Accept the breath, just as it is. You're good enough just as you are. Now we'll move on to the breathing exercise. So just for 2 minutes now, we're going to take slightly longer, deeper breaths. If it feels uncomfortable, well, you just let go of the practice. So see if you can breathe into the belly area. You can put one hand there, one hand on the chest. Belly first, chest second, and then breathing out, chest first, belly second. Belly and chest, chest and belly. We'll do 3 more like that. Belly and chest. Pause it if you can. Chest and belly. Belly and chest, chest, and squeeze in through the belly. Last one. Belly and chest, chest, and belly. Relax the hands, relax the breathing. Thank you. I hope